there's very much a lot of drive to try get the best out of yourself and your teammates.
I absolutely found the community here. All these guys are very welcoming. It's just wonderful to be part of a team.
We strive for the passion in everything we do. Some would say we're over-passionate, and we do cause a bit of drama on the sideline when we get that way. But yeah, it's great.
Well, hello and welcome. Semi-final B of the Asia Pacific Oceania Cup about to get underway. You've got Japan taking on New Zealand. We welcome you to the broadcast. My name's Tom Byrne, Matt Mallows and Jax Taylor alongside me.
Welcome to our second semi-final today, featuring the teams from Japan and New Zealand.
Team lists on screen now for Japan. Keiichi Kojima, Mari Nagaoka, Keisuke Ikeda, Hirotsuru Ota, Midori Uchihashi, Kazuto Hironishi, Yuki Mikami, and Takahiro Yamada. And for New Zealand, Cooper Palini, Reece Vermeulen, Logan McCall, Sam Harvey, and Emmett Shah. Gentlemen, this looks like it'll be a rather exciting semi-final. We'd have to say that Japan are probably the favourites, but finals football can create crazy things, and who knows what might happen here.
Number 88, Logan McCall.
It's a bit hard to hear you, sorry Tom, over the PA, so not sure if there was a question there.
It's just me talking about the excitement of finals football, and Japan are the favourites, but perhaps there may be an upset on the cards.
It's always a highlight of finals football. Am I?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because my audio sounds different in my headphones.
Matthew, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Why?
Hello, just making sure everything's working good.
So answer some of the questions in chat. Yes. New Zealand have scored this tournament.
Scored, I believe,
against the Australians.
8 goals?
Yeah, they scored a handful in both games against Korea, and that long-range bomb in the 14-1 game yesterday against Australia. Nonetheless, we are about to get underway. Japan in the dark blue, New Zealand in the white. And we're just waiting on the whistle of our referee. Our assistant referee's getting in position as well.
Hey, what are we saying? New Zealand have won 2 games.
Yes, exactly. That's what I mean. Those school goals, they've won 2 games. Always on to the standard there, Matthew.
Oh, hey. It's been a long week.
3 games to go, and we're underway here in the second semi-final of the day. And it is Hironishi with the ball up to the byline immediately. The goalkeeper plays the cut back. And Palini now onto the ball, and the big question will be if New Zealand stand any hope. Is he able to see out the full 40 minutes?
It's good to see him starting it all. Always happy for his health there, that ball going out.
Yeah, I did have a chat to him just between the breaking games. He's feeling a lot better than he did yesterday.
That's a big positive for the New Zealand side. So they really felt his absence yesterday. As Palini plays it forward, looking for Harvey. And now it is Nagaoka taking it forward, looking for the win. Yamada having to rotate. And with the slightly less ambient noise here in the venue today, we can hear the benches a lot clearer, and the New Zealand bench very loud already. Making sure that all their players know exactly where they need to be at all times. As we're going direct, and Palini puts it away for the corner. And that one getting a polite round of applause from the crowd.
Yeah, there was an opening there for Yamada to find the far post, but just couldn't quite get to it in time.
Now Hiranishi taking the corner, and Yamada on the near position, presumably going to create some motion. Nagaoka on the far post has a great chance, and that routine did not work out at all.
And yes, just to answer some questions in chat, yes, if New Zealand do win this game, they will be going to their first ever World Cup. The loser to this game will not qualify, as Asia Pacific Oceania region only has 2 qualifying spots, and Australia already qualified with their win over the Republic of Korea this morning.
Yeah, top 2 teams. We will, of course, wait for official confirmation at the end of the tournament that they are the teams going through. But yes, in theory, the top 2 teams going through are the top 2 teams, or the top 2 teams that are in this tournament are the 2 teams going to the FIFA Power Chair Football World Cup. As Vermeulen gets a big piece of contact there, and we heard the noise through the ambient mics that he made. He obviously felt it. Picked up immediately by Yamada and away for another throw-in on the far side. And yes, we do thank all of our friends in chat who are answering questions before we even get the time. There is a bit of a delay between the live chat and when it gets out to the viewers at home. As from Newland puts a great ball through, Harvey just can't quite get to it in time and keeps it in play, however. And a good chance for the New Zealanders to possibly break the deadlock early on in this game.
That's going to go for a corner, I think.
They're going to try once more, and now it has gone out, and goal kick. A bit of an unfortunate result to that play. It was a good passage of play for the Kiwis. And of course, we talk about qualifications. Europe had their qualification last month. The Americas will be rounding out the trio of zones, their tournament next month. It's a very exciting time in international power chair football as Pelini and Nagaoka tries to spin around and then tries to find the ball once again. These two will tussle out to the far right-hand side of the field for the New Zealanders. And then now the play it goes, and Japan will have a throw in 4.5 minutes into the semi-final. Would you say, lads, it's been a little bit cagey from Japan?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what kind of substitutions they make later on. But they seem to rotate their squad fairly regularly throughout the games.
Indeed, it is from Yulin just putting that one into touch. Now Japan with a throw in right on the attacking third. A little tactical change as well on the Japanese bench. Previously there's Nagaoka going for goal and it's not going to quite go in, and
McCall being sharp to it.
Yeah, McCall with some great goalkeeping. But Hiranishi trying to penetrate through the hole and can't quite get there yet.
That was a lovely read from the New Zealand defence there, and they have won themselves a 2-on-1.
Getting to that point, Japan throughout the week have had 2 players on the bench in their goalkeeper strip. Just the one in the form of Yuki Mikami in that bright yellow or green. It's a tennis ball coloured shirt. I'll try and avoid that controversy for Japan today, as Pelini trying to beat out Yamada and does. Now drawing in Hiranishi. Pelini looking for the flick and gets beaten. Now 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and McCall rises up for it with a 3-in-the-box violation. It's going to give Japan another good chance.
Yeah, a little bit of a lapse in concentration there from the New Zealand defence. Pelini and I believe it was McCall at the far side there? Both went in to cover the box.
No, McCall was the goalkeeper.
McCall's the goalkeeper, my apologies.
It would have been Harvey on the far side.
Yeah, Harvey on the far side. Both went into the box to try and cover, but That's the kind of things you don't want to be doing at this stage of the tournament with such a, such an enormous game on the line. Because we know how good Japan are against these set pieces. The ball is hit in.
And now, and away it goes in a 2-on-1 violation. I'm just checking our official documents that we were receiving ahead of this tournament, and Japan have got listed their goalkeeper shirt colours. One of them's green, one of them's yellow, and I still can't work out which one it is on court right now.
Well, I mean, if you match with what home kit it is, like the outfielder's kit.
So in theory they are saying that this is the home kit, and the home kit, they allege that this shirt is green. There's the answer, folks, it's a green shirt.
Is it?
According to the documents, Matthew.
It's like a lime. It's like a lime. Yeah, I can. Yeah, it's like a lime.
I'm going to stick with my original statement of tennis ball.
Yeah, it's definitely tennis ball green.
See, tennis balls greens, or are they yellow? Nonetheless, we have a corner for Japan. And the Japanese crowd very loud now. They know the opportunity that this is. Go for goal, Nakaoka. Saved by Politi. It's going to need a second effort though. McColl gets there and cleared away. Fantastic defence from the Kiwis. And the Kiwis will get the throw in 8 minutes into the first half.
This New Zealand defence doing really well in the opening 8 or so, and it'll be good to see how they're able to maintain it throughout the next 30-odd minutes.
Now, Matthew, had a question for you in the
chat.
Yeah,
I've just seen that. I was also going to throw it to you boys, but personally I think the two teams that have impressed me the most are New Zealand and Republic of Korea. Because we kind of already had a rough idea of how the Aussies and Japan were going to play.
I'm going to cut you off. That's not the question. The question is, which of these players on these two teams have impressed you the most?
Oh.
It's always important to read the question, Matt.
Yeah.
Well, who's impressed me the most out of these? Oh,
what a shot.
I mean, well, for New Zealand, Cooper Polini has been fantastic all tournament. You can really tell when they miss him on the field. As for Japan, I think it's got to be Yuki Mikami.
Yeah, you can't not go past the brilliance of Yuki, the impact he has on this team, both in terms of skill level and in terms of attitude. It's now Harvey and Yamada. Yamada flicking away. Polini
that
going
was a lovely ball.
Hiranishi, it's come off of Yamada, and now the ball breaking free for New Zealand. And there's a chance here for Vermeulen, second effort. And he takes his time now with the ball. But New Zealand, they have opportunities on the counter, and we were discussing that this game might be live, and it certainly is at the moment.
Yeah, this is their first real look at the Japanese half, but they certainly look dangerous in the front third here as we see a contact foul
big
going
chance
against Japan.
Big chance for Cooper Polini. And we were talking about how Japan are the favourites, and as we enter the second quarter of the game, they've yet to show it. They've had possession, but no points on the board, and will it be the Kiwis to strike first and put the pressure on in finals football? Polini, Harvey, from Newland, back to Polini. Needed to go first time with that one. When you get to this level, as the ball does indeed fall out of play, when you get to this level, it's very rare that you're going to be trapping those. You need to keep them at pace on the ball. Otherwise, you're going to get shut down just like that.
Yeah, Japan have been the best defensive team all tournament, yet to concede a goal. But defence is looking a little fragile here.
Well, they've earned themselves a corner here, the Kiwis. Harvey playing off the back of the goalkeeper. And if they get this right, well, we might just see the tension boil over here in Nissan Arena. They've been a wonderful venue throughout the week, and here in Queensland we certainly love playing here whenever we can.
Harvey's got a very nice block there.
It is a very nice block, but the question is, will the ball get through there? It's a unique position, and I don't hate it. Harvey trying to time it, and it very nearly goes through, and Vermeulen's going to shoot, but it's going to be a 2-on-1 violation.
Yeah, there wasn't much you could do about that. There wasn't a way for either attacker to get out of the way to stop that too, but I did love that routine.
Now, to answer the question in chat, if we're New Zealand, what are we doing to disrupt the Japanese game plan? Exactly what they're doing now. The Japanese game plan has not worked.
And just to correct you a bit there, it wasn't a 2-on-1 violation. They've called that Harvey backed into one of the Japanese defenders inside the box.
Fair enough. That I didn't quite hear the noise that would have made, but that makes complete sense. There was a lot of players in and around that spot. And now,
speaking of noise, the Japanese are being very loud behind their bench. I'm loving that.
It's the sort of passion that this sport thoroughly loves, and the Japanese just lose control of that ball, unfortunately. But it certainly brings the atmosphere, and we love it when teams have big contingents like this. I remember at the World Cup, the Danish just wouldn't stop singing in 2023 in Sydney. They just...
Oh, that was fantastic. I had the pleasure of commentating a couple of the Danish games.
And yes, of course, that tournament, the 2023 Fit for Power Chair Football World Cup. And of course, this tournament serves as the qualifier for the next one in Argentina next year. Australia already booked their spot. The second spot will be decided in the next hour or so, you'd have to think. Yamada off of Vermeulen, and now to Nagaoka. There's a little bit of touch on bars, but it's all bar on bar. We're playing on. Pelini now battling with Hiranishi.
Does well not to give away a 2 earlier as well.
Now the other question that we've had, do we think that Japan will go to their bench soon, or do they trust plan A? Hiranishi plays it for Yamada, a little bit too much pace on it, and Pelini able to shut it down.
To touch on that question before you got distracted, Tom, plan A isn't working. I really think they need to be turning to their bench ASAP.
Well, we do know that normally Japan do turn to their bench at half-time. We have seen them make significant changes at half-time in most of the games they have played this week.
Well, we did see as well one of the matches yesterday, about 10 minutes to go in that game, the whole team was swapped.
Yeah. So, wouldn't be surprised if we see...
There's Yamada looking for Nagaoka, swing it is! And that one probably could have been the first on the score sheet, but we stay level at 0.
As I was saying there, wouldn't be surprised if we saw Yuki Mikami start the second half.
Well, they need something like that.
That was a lovely touch.
The Japanese need something like that. They need a little bit of fire. This game very much in the balance at the moment, and whilst Japan may have had a little bit more possession, the Kiwis have had probably the better chances. From Vermeulen. Battling hard with Kyuta Kojima, who has rotated forward from his defensive position. So trying something different. And eventually touched out of play, and now Kojima will return to the box. As Nagaoka sprints forward and he's going to let Yamada take it. But now Japan's starting to play a little bit more 4-up. Nagaoka trying to punch it through, and Pelini wise to it.
Didn't really have anyone to punch it to there. There was no one for Japan sitting on that far post.
Yeah, it looked like 4-up, but there was no actual winners. Nagaoka shoots, and fantastic stop by Nicole with breakaway chance. And very well stopped by Kojima.
He's making a brilliant run up the sideline here.
Harvey just being turned around, and Kojima brute forcing all the way to the byline and out for a corner.
Well, you wanted a bit of fire, Tom, from some of the Japanese players. We've certainly seen that through those runs from Kojima at the back.
As we enter the final 4 minutes of the half. Nagaoka shooting, and Pelini shutting it down once more. The Japanese set pieces have not worked this afternoon. So they're going to have to go to the drawing board, then we go to the break. But Kojima once more, upfield. Harvey is allowed to enter the box as Pelini's staying well out of the way. Kojima back passing and a little bit out of the way and turns over the ball once more. And we'll take a quick moment to talk about how the Queensland Powerchair Football Association are our wonderful hosts this week. And they are hosting with support of the Fit for Partners Power Soccer Shop, who are the official supplier of the Strike Force wheelchair, and Ulsport, the official apparel provider of FITFA, and their continued support helps make this competition possible, both on and off the court, and we thank them very much for their support.
I tell you what, the Australians will be watching this game very closely because New Zealand are really challenging Japan here.
Well,
Not only are they really, well, as we just see an enormous spin there from the goalkeeper.
Well, I was having a quick chat to the New Zealand coaching staff during the interval in between games, and they mentioned that they thought they'd seen a couple of weaknesses in the Japanese game plan, and they thought they'd be able to put it to the test, and
they've obviously found them.
They certainly have, with 2 minutes to go in the half. Scores are still level, and you'd have to say New Zealand have probably had the better end of the match so far, which is a big shock to everyone in the venue so far. As Pelini, that one a little bit too direct, and now Nakaoka are allowed to run upfield. A counter-attack opportunity for Japan. Nicole shutting it down, but needed to stay at the right angle. Dips away a few metres, and it will be a throw-in for Japan in the dying seconds of this first half. Kazuto Hiranishi goes direct, and it gets punched off the back of Nicole's chair. Second chance over, and it comes off Nicole and forward and out for a throw.
One thing I will say, we've just got a minute here before half-time. One thing I'd love to see from the Kiwis is, in defence, they seem to be happy to just let the ball go out and let Japan take those set pieces. But we know how deadly they are and have been this tournament with those set pieces. What I'd love to see is the defender inside of the box actually coming out and trying to put a bit of pressure on the Japanese so that they just can't freely shepherd the ball out to win themselves those offensive set pieces.
See, I don't personally mind the way they're doing it, because they're avoiding those 2-on-1s and 3 in the box that were shutting them down earlier in the week.
That is very true. And
the corners and throw-ins that we've seen so far, they've been good, but they haven't penetrated the New Zealand defence.
No, they've definitely had the pace that they have had earlier in the tournament, but we see a bit of a wild spin here.
They're going to see advantage played, and there is no advantage as Pelini goes for it, but that was, I'll call it reckless. There was no malice in it, but it was a certainly heavy contact. And we are now at the discretion of our referee. And we made a little error in the call earlier this week, referring to some of our referees as linesmen, and I had a nice comment earlier on today, which I won't repeat for the broadcast, but yes, we are very much trying to keep the gender neutral terminology this week, but we have entered the first half. Scores level, 0-0. And any quick comments before we go to the break here, gentlemen?
I've been so impressed by New Zealand's play in this first half. I think, obviously, with Japan as the favourites, I think we all can agree for this game. I think it was, we were expecting to see a bit more of a threat coming from their side, and to see New Zealand with a refreshed Cooper Pelini after yesterday's antics is really, really exciting. And I hope that whatever happens in the next in the second half, whatever happens, I hope it's entertaining.
Any quick comments from you, Matt, before we go to the break?
No, Jax, you pretty much covered it all. New Zealand have been absolutely fantastic this first half. I'm keen to see what changes, if any, Japan make leading into the second half.
Well, that'll do us for the first half. Thank you very much for joining us for the last 20. We'll see you for the next 20 in about 10 minutes. And until then, cheerio.
We good?
Yeah, I believe
we're good.
Well, welcome back to Nissan Arena. Second half action in what has been an incredibly tight game. Scores level at 0-0, and Matt Mallows, Jax Taylor alongside me, Tom Byrne. You'd have to say that New Zealand probably had the better chances so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
no changes from either team, I don't believe.
Yes, there has been changes. Uchihashi has come on for Japan.
Right.
There's a reason that Tom does the...
Yamada's come off.
Yeah, Ota has come on as well. So it looks like they're sticking with Kazuto Hiranishi in goals and Keiichi Kojima at the back. But they have changed both their wingers, and Japan certainly needed to make some changes. They've not been their typical selves in the opening 20. Midori Uchihashi taking the time, going down the wing, and Harvey just shutting it down immediately. And the Japanese goalkeeper a lot more aggression and intention early on in this second half. Back passing. Ota. Helini calmly takes the ball. And now he's able to run out of the box. And there's Hiranishis. There's a big clash in the back. And it's the two number 8 players that have collided, and Uchihashi is deemed to be the one reversing in.
She's just getting a bit of a talking to from the referee there, just to make sure that she knows where she's going when she's reversing.
That is one of the hard things about not having much vision behind you, is that you can crash into people unexpectedly, and we're not going to have a trainer come on just to make sure that everything is okay with her chair. I didn't actually get to see the hit, but the noise you can certainly hear from across the court.
It was a pretty forceful hit.
Now Pelini. Upfield. And Ota turning that ball forward. Battling with Pelini. Now looking for the touchline. And very nearly stolen. Pelini keeping it in play. He may not have many years of age on him, but he's got plenty of years of experience in this sport. And now Japan with the throw in. There is no winger for Japan on the far side at the moment. As McCall just watches that one roll away. We will have a goal kick. Japanese fan squad starting to get their noise heard once again. Pelini, a little bit of a mistouch on that one, and was allowed to roll out of play, and now Japan get the ball back. And they'll need to keep the ball camped down this end. But once again, no option on the far post or on the far side of the field. Kazuto Hiranishi does not want to get caught out as the goalkeeper. They're going to go for him anyway, and fantastically blocked away by Van Meulen on the near side at the top of the box. I think New Zealand are happy to sit here in their defensive third if Japan can't get the ball up there. Going diagonal once more, and again it's going to be repelled. Ota passing for his goalkeeper, he spins it, shoots,
that's a lovely goal.
And from nowhere, Japan have found the opening goal in this semi-final, and it comes from the bar of Kazuto Hiranishi. A fantastic shot from the centre of the park, just puts it away with pace and power.
That was
one of the goals of the competition, in my opinion, I'd say.
And it's probably been a defensive run at play in that first half. The changes at half-time for Japan have worked, and they finally had the lead in this match. Does New Zealand have an answer? They certainly can't answer by trying to drive through players, though, like that.
I tell you what, New Zealand have done absolutely fantastic this game.
This is probably the best I've ever seen them play. I think you guys could probably share that sentiment.
I mean, they've been feeling better and better each match, and yeah, they should certainly be proud of everything they've done so far in this game, and there's still 15 minutes, and I'd still give them a decent enough chance of finding their way back into this game. They're looking wonderful.
Got a 2-on-1 here.
And obviously, as the Australians in the broadcast booth, we've seen plenty of them at our club championships, and the journey they've been on over the last few years culminating here, and it's just magnificent to see. Pelini looking for Vermeulen, but then Ota gets on top of it, and he's allowed to run all the way into the final third. Pelini eventually engaging. Ota flicking, but there's no teammate there. Hironishi gets to it, but not without being marked. Back pass. And there's the goal scorer trying to flick it forward, but Pelini shutting it down. And even though the scoreboard reads 1-0, the New Zealand team staying very much in this contest. As the ball flicked away and Japan will get a throw.
The Japanese spectators have certainly gotten them a lot more lively after Japan have taken the lead here.
Tsuchihashi looking forward, and Ota with a great ball through, but deflected in the end. As is now Koyuta Hajima all the way from the back, now at the front. Looking for a teammate. Takes his time on the byline. Happy to slow things down. And then a great cross, but it's punched away by McCall once more.
Almost finds the gap.
It's now Hironishi once more.
That was a lovely dummy there.
The post opens and then it closes. And just thinking about things, but he's happy to slow it down. The lead in hand. He's happy just to keep the ball with his bar and shut this match down. I would like to say, gentlemen, if you are going to be shutting things down, 13 minutes is a long time to do it.
Yeah, definitely is.
Finding a teammate in the form of Ota. Tries to go for it, Pelini just rejecting it. As Jax Taylor has said, a very good block. And now teams are going to the bench. It's New Zealand. It's going to be Sam Harvey who has pulled off. I think Emmett Shah coming on. Some final instructions as Emmett enters the field. And that set play did not work out at all for Japan. And Kojima has to shut it down. Shah with his first interaction of the afternoon.
It's a shot on target. It's wrong end.
Yeah, wrong end. Pelini. And it's gone out of play, and New Zealand will get the throw in. Field from Pelini and from New Zealand trying to find the hole.
2-on-1
And
man.
2-on-1, and now New Zealand with a good chance. 12 minutes left in this semi-final. Down 1, but still very much alive and kicking. And Emmett Shah on the far side of the field in brilliant position. Pelini needs to take this quickly if he can. Goes near side. From New Zealand didn't get around it. Shah. Pelini has to trap as Ota shut it down. And Pelini from New Zealand. Needs it back pass, finding it. Pelini should have gone first time. Now he will battle with Ota. Ota flicking away, but Uchihashi just wasn't quite ready for it. Does keep it in play, however. Pelini once again called in to be the anchor for this team.
There is no one from Japan in any real position to receive the ball there for if Uchihashi gets the flick off. He's getting in position now, but a bit of touching on the back wheel there, and that will be a foul.
Yeah, Pelini called for the contact, but you're right, Japan ever since that goal sitting back. This time though they're setting up for a good free kick.
We know just how hard she can hit the ball. And this will be direct, though it doesn't look like they're going that way.
So they're going for the goalkeeper. It's
And there it
there's the
is.
second.
Wonderful set piece there. We've seen how effective Japan can be on the set piece, and they double their lead against New Zealand. That is 2-0 with a foot and a half in the door to Argentina.
Well, the question now is 2-0 enough to secure victory? Or does the old adage about 2-0 being the scariest lead in football come true once again? We've got 10 minutes to find that out, as from Newland just can't keep that ball in play.
Just to answer the question in chat, New Zealand aren't playing the 4 up. They're playing a traditional 3 up front and the goalie with the bib in the back.
They've tried it a couple times throughout the week, but yeah, this match has been just 3 up. It's now McCall. Plays for Pelini. He's going to get touched away by the Japanese goalkeeper for another throw-in for New Zealand. Pelini looking for Shah. That back pass, nobody on the end of it. And Japan are given a relatively simple throw-in.
Now this is a sideline ball here, but it's right in the corner.
Yeah, it is a sideline, so Japan be that little bit closer to the ball. And an attempted short routine doesn't work out, and the ball goes out once more. We'll take a moment to talk about how fit for building up momentum for an application to be part of the Paralympics, possibly here in Brisbane in 2032. And we really want to be able to show off our dynamic, competitive and inclusive sport. Just wouldn't it be brilliant if we could have power chair football in the Paralympics? So Jasha goes for it, and there's the third for Japan.
And that's his hat-trick as well.
That's the hat-trick for Kazuto Hiranishi.
Goal number 3. And a hat-trick for number 27, Kazuto Hiranishi.
And teams are going to the bench, and it's going to be the introduction of Yuki Mikami.
Yep.
So Hiranishi gets his hat-trick and is told, that's enough, you can have a rest.
One would imagine they're going to get him a bit of game time to warm up for the final today. You could more or less say that Japan have that final spot secured.
To use some more power chair friendly term than Jackson earlier. They've got 3 wheels in that space in the final. From Newland down the touchline for Pelini, creating his own dead ball. Goes for it. There was no real options there. Just decided to hoof it and see what happened. Now Ota. Eyes only on the ball at the moment. Somehow keeps it in play. Pelini. And Japan loads at players around the box at the moment. They do not want to concede. Their defence is held strong all week. And there's just 7 minutes left in this semi-final. Midori Uchihashi. And that one deflected. And back to Uchihashi. He's from Newland once more. Just trying to tap it around. To the touchline again. Still in play. In that little channel between the netball court and the edge of the power chair football court. And now New Zealand with a chance to go forward to the byline. That ball just started to roll away, but still in play. From Newland. Back pass at Pelini. Lines up. Shoots. And Mikami also winding up. Anywhere but the goal he was happy with, and the touchline was the result.
There is a big gap here
Not anymore. Oh, no, it's still there.
I think McCarthy's pretty wise to that gap and he's trying to bait towards it.
Does well to bait it.
Now Ota upfield. And keeps that ball in play. Although I think we would have preferred the throw in. As that's going to be a little bit too rough, but it's in front of the tape, so we're playing on. Good refereeing in the end. Ota, an attempted cross, but with no heat on it, it's just going to get picked off from Newland. And McCarthy trying to go for it. Uchihashi up forward, and there's the throw in for Japan as we enter the final 5 minutes of this semi-final. Uchihashi going direct, and Polini's the one there. Ota. Looking for McCarthy behind him. We'll find him. McCarthy going himself. Uchihashi can't quite put it home. It's still in play. Ball's
that
still
is a
live.
Fantastic save.
There's a flag up from the far assistant referee.
Yeah, they think they're calling a 3 in the box.
I think our assistant referee may have seen a goal on this one.
Let's have a look. I have a replay up.
On your iPad, are you watching it back?
Yep.
There's a red card. Cooper Polides has exited the field of play in attempting to make the save. He is not the goalkeeper, and that is him out of this match.
Yeah, he has left the court there.
And that is a devastating end for his match.
And for his tournament.
I would need to seek advice as to whether or not this red card carries through to the third place playoff, and that is devastating for the youngster and for this New Zealand side as they are reduced to 3 with 3.5 to go in the match.
Yeah, Polini has left the court there. That's to save that goal. That is a real shame.
And you can see how it's happened. It is sheer desperation stuff.
I mean, it was a fantastic save, albeit an illegal one, but...
And it is the correct call under the rules of the game. Sorry, under the laws of the game. I'll correct myself on that one. And we're just making sure it is a penalty that is awarded as well. So the double effect of that is now Logan McCall has to try and make a save, and I'm sure we'll get another chance to talk about penalties later in the day. 15 seconds for the striker. The goalkeeper cannot move until the ball is in motion. And I'm sure that us three as the goalkeeping union all have opinions on that, but we'll save that for a bit later in the day.
Yeah, just for those people who are asking what the ruling was there, the linesman has
Just
deemed...
cut you off. Kojima's gone for it and scores.
Yeah, the linesman had deemed that Cooper Bellini had...
Assistant referee Matthew, let's get this right.
Assistant referee.
Thank you.
Had ruled that Cooper Bellini had left the court completely to stop that ball from going over the line, which is a direct red card via the rules of the game, and a penalty kick.
It's an extension of the... you can't leave the field to gain an advantage, and because it is a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity, it becomes a red.
Yes.
If you read the laws of the game, which I believe are available on the FITPA website, you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's something that I, in the broadcast here in the National Club Championships, have called for a few times, where I've seen players go off and not being carded for it, and it's devastating that it's happened on the largest stage. But it's something that all players need to desperately be aware of. You cannot leave the field, and if you do, you're going to end up like Cooper Polini. He has to leave sight and sound. He is not in the room anymore. He will be making his way upstairs.
Yes, because once you are given that red card, you must leave the court of play.
Yeah, sight and sound.
Sometimes the building. Yeah,
sight and sound. Sight and sound is what the rule is.
So I believe he's currently sitting up the tunnel there with his coaching staff,
which is devastating to be knocked out of this semi-final. But it's the laws of the game, and you've got to adhere to them at all times.
I do also believe, just going off the top of my head, that a direct red is an automatic one-game suspension.
The question mark I have is whether or not the tournament regs include that for.
Yeah,
going
one
to
would
the
imagine
semis
that
and
they
the
would
third.
be able to appeal.
Yeah, I wouldn't so much appeal. It's just about what the ruling is, and we'll get some information on that by the third place playoff later today. But nonetheless, we still have about 30 seconds in this one, and Vermeulen tasked with new responsibilities as that ball does go out of play off of McCartney's chair.
Almost up to the referee's discretion in terms of when this match will end.
And just fading in quickly before the full-time whistle. New Zealand have put their heart and soul into this game, and the 4-0 scoreline certainly does not reflect how this game has gone, but that'll be all we have as the New Zealanders, they exit this tournament in the semi-finals. Japan are through to the Asia Pacific Oceania Cup Grand Final, and they've finally secured their place in the 2026 Fit for Power Chair Football World Cup in Argentina next year. And that is now both teams from this region locked in. And so for viewers who want to know about the Fit for Power Chair Football World Cup, only 3 teams left to be sorted out. But gentlemen, any quick comments on this one before we have a break?
I think that New Zealand can hold their heads up high. They played absolutely fantastically today, despite the scoreline. I mean, it was 0-0 at half-time, which I don't think any of us expected going into the game.
I also think one other thing that I sort of took away from this is seeing how Japan played in that first 20. I think Australia are looking to this final now and going, okay, what did New Zealand do? Because it worked. It very clearly stopped their plan. So Australia are going to be looking to that and trying to see how they can make sure that, they held them at bay for 2 games. They didn't concede a goal against them both times. But Australia, if they are to win this competition, need to make sure they can, keep firing goals as they have been all week. So that's my main takeaway from this game.
Well, it becomes 7 matches in a row with a clean sheet for Japan. Their defence has been resolute all week, and Australia have had the best attack. No goals in the opening 2 exchanges between those 2 teams, but we now all eyes for those 2 teams, at least on the grand final. We do have, of course, the 3rd place playoff. New Zealand and Republic of Korea will be the 2 teams involved, and with the question mark over whether Cooper Pelini is eligible for that match, we may well see a real tight contest. Nonetheless, though, that'll be all we have for this one. We'll take a break and come back to you for that 3rd place playoff in a few hours, but until then, farewell.